Hello, good morning, students. Today we are starting a new lesson, chapter number 15, probability. So far, whatever we studied in chapter number 14 uh, is finding mean, median, and mode, and few short sums. Two topics we left in earlier lesson means statistics. One is of relating to missing frequency, and another one is related to graph. Okay, so for time being you have to skip these two topics, otherwise all remaining sums whatever given in your worksheet you have to solve it. Okay, so that is your homework from chapter number 14. Okay, now in a chapter number 15 probability, its weightage is 4 marks. Okay, uh, two objectives are asked, sorry, 5 marks, and 3 marks sum is asked. Okay, you already studied this topic in standard 9, so most of thing is revision. Actually nothing is new, but only sums related to coin and dice will be new, otherwise topics will be same only. Okay, so even then we revise all the main concept of the probability. First of all, value of probability is from 0 to 1. It cannot be negative, it cannot be more than 1. Certain events probability is 1. If anyone's probability is 1, then it is a certain event. Suppose I can say, find the probability of the event that sun rise in the east. So obviously sun always rise in the east, so it is certain event and its probability is 1. Impossible events probability is 0. Okay, suppose I tell you, out of 80 marks paper, what is the probability that you get 100 marks? So obviously it is impossible event, so its probability is 0. So remaining any event, all practical event having probability between 0 and 1. Now probability of any event E is denoted by P of E. P stand for probability. Okay, and event is supposed by any capital alphabet. Okay, either E, A, B, C, whatever you like. Result of any event or experiment are called outcomes. Now what is meant by outcome? Outcome is a result. Suppose I throw a coin, then there will be two outcomes, two results, either head or tail. Okay, so here you can mint outcomes as a result only. Now required or asked outcomes are called favorable outcomes. Whatever asked. Suppose I want to find probability of getting head only, then my favorable outcome is head, and total outcome are head and tail both. Okay, list of all possible outcome is called sample space. Sample space means nothing but a list of all possible outcomes. Okay, formula probability. So suppose event is suppose as A, then we can write P of A, otherwise P of B, whatever you suppose, is equal to number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. Okay, so numerator will be always less than denominator. Why? Because our probability's maximum answer is 1, and all practical events having answer less than 1. So our answer of probability will always proper fraction. Proper fraction means numerator less, denominator will be more. Answer of probability is expected in simplest fraction. You can give in decimal form if you want, otherwise not necessary. It is not compulsory. If your answer is suppose 1 by 2, then you can give your answer 1 by 2. No need to convert it into decimal form as 0.5. List of outcome written in set bracket or curly bracket. Okay, so this set bracket is used to list out all the possible or desired or favorable outcomes. Now method of writing answer, because in this lesson no complicated calculation will be there, but writing is important here. You cannot give direct answer because a question is of 2 or 3 marks, then you cannot give directly answer 1 by 2 or 3 by 6 or 2. You have to write something, at least 4 or 5 lines should be there. Okay, so how to write? First of all, write down all outcomes, means sample space, and total number of outcomes. Suppose you are talking about one die, then there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 results are there. So write down all outcomes in curly bracket, and total number outcomes equal to 6. Now next step, suppose the event by capital alphabet. Okay, whether A B C E P Q, whatever you want. List out all favorable outcomes, because all possible outcome written at starting only. Okay, so if many sub questions are there, then one number will not repeat in all sub questions, then 2 3 4 only repeating again and again. Okay, so in that cases, in any sub question, second step is our first step, third step will be second one, and fourth one will be third one. Okay, now list out favorable outcomes, and number of favorable outcomes m, it is denoted by m, and all possible outcome are denoted by n. Okay, so now no need to write that formula again in sentence. You can write directly p of a is equal to m by n, and after putting this value m by n, you just simplify and give your answer as a simplest fraction. Okay, now some sample space I am giving you regarding dice and coin. If one die is rolled, okay, die or dice both are same only. So die is nothing but a cube whose all faces having a number from 1 to 6. Whatever number you get at uppermost face, that is a result of throwing dice. Okay, and plural form of die is dice. Now sample space of one dice. Obviously there are 1 2 3 4 5 6. Any out of 6, any one number we can get. So total number of outcomes n equal to 6. We cannot write here m, favorable outcome, because favorable outcome depends on question only. Now we are not talking about question. Now only generally we are talking about. Okay, so total number of outcomes 6. So denominator will be 6 fixed. Denominator of any one die related question will be 6 only. Okay, but numerator will depend on the event whatever asked. Now we talk about one dice. Suppose instead of one dice, two dice are given, then what is the sample space? So here you can see total 36 outcomes are there, because two dice are rolled together, or two dice are thrown together. So both having one number. Suppose both number one on one dice we got 1, and on second dice we also got 1. So our outcome, combined outcome is 1 comma 1. Okay, it should be written in bracket, otherwise all outcomes will be mixed up. Okay, so this way you can write sample space of two dice. Okay, only this way only you have to write, not in uh, one line all are accommodated. Okay, so this square types of outcomes box you have to write every line. Okay, so total number of outcome n equal to 36. We will talk about this elaborately whenever we talk question related to two dice. Now only uh, remember how 36 outcome are written. You can mark here all 36 outcome written in curly bracket, and all each outcome is written in simple bracket, and in simple bracket both numbers are separated by comma, and two adjacent outcomes also separated by comma. Okay, so this way systematically said sample space is written. If one coin is tossed, then obviously there are either head or tail. Okay, so it is written as or t, as for head, t for tail. So total number of outcomes n equal to 2. If two coins are tossed together, then just like two dice, here at a time we have two results on one coin and second coin. So combinedly, if both containing head, then it is HS. If first containing head, second containing tail, there it is HT. Similarly, T as TT. Okay, so four outcomes are here. Okay, it is obtained by 2 raised to 2. In first one 2 raised to 1, so 2 outcome obtained. In second one 2 raised to 2, means 2 coins are there, so 2 raised to 2, so 2 outcome obtained. If 3 coins are tossed together, then there will be 8 outcome, because 2 raised to 3 equal to 8. How to write 8 outcomes? You have to remember, first of all, outcomes of two coins are written twice. You look here. Here, HS, ST, TH and TT are there in 2 points. Okay. Now it is written in first line and second line also, means it is written twice. But in a first line S is applied and in second line T is applied. To total outcome we obtain 8. Okay. So this way you remember 8 outcome. First of all write 2 coins outcome 2 times. Then prefix or applied as at starting to first 4 outcome and T to last 4 outcome. So this way you can write down or remember 8 outcomes for 3 coins. Okay. Now one example is given. It is taken from textbook, question number 13 of exercise 15.1. If one dice is rolled or thrown once, find the probability of getting a prime number, a number lying between 2 and 6, and an odd number. Okay, so before solving any sub question, first of all write sample space and total number outcome once, so it cannot be repeated in each and every sub questions. Okay, so I have written first of all sample space, that is compulsory. Total number of outcomes counted 6. Okay, so n is 6 here, so denominator will be fixed, it will be 6 only. Now first sub question A or 1. So first you have to suppose that event. So write this way, let A be the event that prime number is received. Whatever main part should be written in inverted comma. Okay. Then number of favorable outcomes, M. M equal to 3. Why 3? Because prime numbers are 2, 3 and 5. 2 is prime number. Because prime number definition is that those number having 2 factor only 2 factor, those numbers are called prime numbers. So 2 having 2 factor, 3 having 2 factor, 5 having 2 factors, so 2, 3 and 5. So favorable outcomes are 3. So P of A means probability of A. Now no need to write that formula in sentence. So M by N, N is written at starting, it is written 6. M we got now 3. Why 3? You can see there. So answer is 3 by 6, but answer should be in simplest form, so it becomes 1 by 2. Similarly second one, same way, event is supposed, number of favorable outcomes here 3. Why? Because they are telling us the number obtained between 2 and 6, between 2 and 6, not from 2 and 6. So between 2 and 6, 3, 4 and 5. So again 3 outcomes favorable. So M we got 3, N was 6. So again P of B, M by N, 3 by 6, 1 by 2. Similarly third one, here new letter is used. Okay, let C be the event, because every time you cannot suppose any repeated alphabet for any event. So C be the event that an odd number is received. Okay, whatever they asked should be written in inverted comma. Now number of favorable outcomes 3. Why? Because they are telling about odd number. So odd number are 1, 3 and 5. Okay, so the list is also written and M's value 3 also written. So again P of C equal to 3 by 6, 1 by 2. Okay, so all having same answer, but that is coincident. Okay, it can be different also. Okay, now homework, because only one sum in the textbook is given related to one dice. Okay, so for practice I have given few extra sums also related to one dice. So a die is thrown once, find the probability of getting a composite number, multiple of 3. Composite number means those number which have more than 2 factors. Prime number having 2 factors, composite number having more than 2 factors. Okay, so if you subtract all prime number from numbers, the remaining numbers will be composite number automatically. But you remember one is a specific number, special number, that is not composite nor prime. Okay, so in this sense I can define composite numbers. Main definition is more than two factors. Otherwise, if one and all prime number are removed from the list of all numbers, then remaining number are composite numbers. Okay. Multiple of 3. Multiple means you know, table of 3. Factor of 8. Factor means you know, by what number 8 is divisible, that is called 8. Suppose 2. 2 is factor of 8. Okay. So you first of all, in a rough work, list out all factors and then see in sample space. Not you can get involve any number out of sample space. Suppose 8 is a factor of 8, but we cannot involve 8 as a outcome. Why? Because our sample space end at 6 only. Our sample space containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only. Okay, so 8 is not included here. Okay, but in rough we write all factor. Then how many numbers are already in sample space, that to be counted, and favorable outcomes are decided. Okay, and this multiple of 3 never ends, but we have to end at 6. An even number means you know. Okay, prime factor of 6. First of all, write down all prime factor of 6. Out of this, decide which one is prime, so only uh, select prime factor. Now 6 number, a number which is not prime nor composite. So nor prime not composite means you know, specific number, and specific number is 1 only. Okay, so its answer is obviously 1 by 6 will be there, but you cannot give direct answer. Required description will be there. Again I remind you what should be description. First of all, before starting any sub question, write down list of all outcomes means sample space. Then write down n's value means total number of outcomes value. Then start particular question, suppose 1. Then in particular sub question, again you will have 3 steps. First step will be supposition of event. Second step, writing all favorable outcomes and counting them. And third step is main, find out probability. And again I remind you, probability's answer is expected in simplest fraction, not in decimal. It is up to you to write in decimal or not. Okay, so I expect you will do this today only. Thank you.
તમે આવી ગયા વિડિયો ઉતારી લીધો કઈ રીતે ઉતાર્યો કમો આજે ચાલુ છે